It's another edition of Stay Safe with Big Blue, and today we are privileged to be at the Wendys on South Main Street in Mount Vernon with owner and operator Joe Curran and his son Andy Curran. And Joe, how are you doing? Thanks for being here.
I'm doing good. Right now, everything's running just the way we want it, and I'm feeling good. That's the main thing. Our family's managed to stay away from the virus, and when I say family, of course, I mean our Wendy's family. Been very fortunate in 7 stores, and I think we're running about 240, 250 employees right now. So, been very blessed.
Well, we are blessed to have you as a partner. Wendy's has been a longtime partner with WNZR, not just for the activities at the station, but the athletics that we do at the university as well. So, Joe, we're so thankful to you for that. And one thing that is kind of neat for me is that I met Joe and Andy a long time ago when I was calling Mount Vernon High School football games. And so to see Andy, especially now as a young man, I'll still call him a young man because he's younger than me, and we're going to talk to him in a little bit, but to see him now sort of taking the baton from Dad, I know that's got to feel good.
Oh, yes. Yeah, but I told him, I said, you're my only out. I can get my toes in the ocean. Yeah.
Well, tell us about just kind of you have the Wendys here in Mount Vernon, also in Delaware and Marion. So tell us just kind of how you got into the business of Wendy's and fast food.
Sure. I started with Wendy's in 1980, and 95 we became a franchisee in the 2 Mount Vernon stores. Coshocton Avenue opened up in February of 77, and this store went from Racks to Wendy's, I believe, in 92. Mm-hmm. And then this store also, we switched the building in 2015. And but I worked as a manager, trainee, $12,000 a year when I started out. Made some connections, obviously, and I ended up at corporate, and the opportunity came up that Wendy's was trying to sell all the stores outside of 270. So, of course, I went ahead and tried to fill out everything I could, and got very lucky and was able to purchase these 2 Mount Vernon stores. So from there, and we went to 99. 4 years later, a gentleman was wanting to retire, so I was able to buy the Marion, Delaware market. Mm-hmm. And we took care of those, and then that same year we opened the store in the following October. That was kind of part of the deal, buying those. So we're at 7 right now, and of course, set up now, I think we're ready to go and try and grow again when things calm down here a little bit and everything makes sense. So,
real quick, Joe, just tell us about sort of the legacy of Wendy's with Dave Thomas, a guy from Dublin, Ohio, who's created an international, really an iconic restaurant. What's it mean to be a part of that?
Well, fortunately for me, I was able to see Dave. He passed away in 2002. But just like the commercials when he did the Olympics, mm-hmm. and anything he touched was gold. But he was the same person then as he was in the commercials. There wasn't 2 Daves. A lot of good stories about him. But the one that I always remember is they used to have us come up to corporate with our children at Christmas, mm-hmm. and they could, they take the cubicles and they'd throw the fish string over and they attach. Well, he would always come down around and visit. And he saw us there. Of course, everybody had name tags on. But it was probably 3 weeks later, I was crossing the lobby over at corporate, and he was coming in. He said, "Hey, Joe, how's your wife, Jennifer, and how's your son, Andy, and Kevin?" I'm like, does he have photographic memory? How I always thought that'd be wonderful, but that always like hitting a brick wall. I thought, how did he remember those names, But I just think he was a great person. He really was.
Well, we're blessed to have him as an Ohio, I think, icon and legacy here. Okay, so Joe, tell us a little bit about, here at WNZR, obviously our partnership with you is important. We believe in the power of prayer. I know you could probably share half an hour of testimony about how prayer has been vital in your life, but how can we pray for you and the Wendy's team right now?
Well, I think just keeping everyone healthy, finding a cure for this virus so everybody can feel more comfortable, and let's get this thing back to what we used to say was normal. I don't know if we'll ever get normal like we used to know, but the goal would be just to everyone to be safe and healthy and feel confident that we can go outside and we can play in parks and the kids can get back to school.
Joe Curran, who's the owner-operator of the Wendys here in Mount Vernon, also Delaware and Marion, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
It's Stay Safe with Big Blue, and we're at the Wendys on South Main Street in Mount Vernon, joined by Andy Curran, who's part of the ownership team at the Wendys of Mount Vernon, Delaware, and Marion. Andy, thanks for being with us. How you doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing fine. How are you today?
Really good. So take us through the process of when the coronavirus hit. you guys ended up staying open. Just take us through that process of sort of how you approached it.
Well, I guess when everything first hit, it was kind of a sense of disbelief. And as they started closing more things down, I have 3 kids, so when they closed the school down, I knew everything was kind of serious at that point. From then, it was just kind of managing how do we keep everybody business as usual while also keeping everybody safe. We did a lot of watching DeWine, a lot of calls with the brand on how to proceed, but we chose to keep our doors open for carry out and make sure we were implementing everything that was coming down from the state. And I feel like we did a pretty good job getting that balance.
So we were talking earlier about, what was kind of the percentage of carry out versus drive-through? Do you have some of those numbers?
Yeah, so pre-COVID, we were roughly 30% for your dine-in carry-out customers. Throughout COVID, while everything was really shut down, we were about 5% inside, 95% in the drive-through. And now we're creeping back along to about 15%.
That's great. So what are some of the things you've implemented inside the store to help customers as they come in and if they want to dine in?
Well, Wendy's as a brand has always had high standards when it comes to cleaning, personal hygiene, a lot of good systems in place. So we kind of took those, amplified those systems, and then added things to adhere to all of your social distancing guidelines. So all of our crew and team have to wear masks. We have our plexiglass dividers up now. We've got marks on the floor, stuff up for social distancing. We've also come up with a list for high touch areas that we try to detail clean like every 15 minutes, get out and wipe down your freestyles, your front counters, and those type of areas.
Said my favorite word, freestyle. I love that about Wendy's. We're here with Andy Curran from the Wendys here in Mount Vernon. Stay safe with Big Blue. So let's talk about, you're pretty much back to normal, so what are your hours?
Back to normal hours, so dining room 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., and then our drive-through 6:30 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Fantastic. And again, the 2 locations in Mount Vernon on South Main Street and Coshocton Avenue. So you guys started breakfast at the beginning of this year. And so tell us about some of the new items with breakfast, but maybe some new items that we might see as the year goes on.
Well, so the Breakfast Baconator is the #1 seller. We're definitely lucky we got breakfast in. We got it in about 2 weeks pre-COVID, so it's really been helpful to kind of maintain sales as we went through. But it's just a great menu. It's a great value. A lot of good feedback from our customers. They love the breakfast menu. As far as things coming down the pipeline, I'm not sure if these are top secret, but for everybody that loved the pretzel bun, we're going to have a pretzel bun, a pretzel pub bacon sandwich coming soon. So I would look for that.
Fantastic. That's good news for me. My tummy's already rumbling. So let's talk about how you guys as a group, and your dad talked about this a little bit, how we can pray for you guys as you move forward and you sort of venture into this era of the unknown.
Well, I'd say kind of like he was saying, our Wendy's group we consider family. So just praying for good health for our family, our Wendy's family. I know our employees were considered essential. Anybody that wanted time off, we gave no problem. Anybody that wanted to work, needed to work, then they came into work. So I know some people were more scared than others. Just if we could pray for health and peace of mind, would be greatly appreciated.
Fantastic. I'm going to give my little editorial comment here too. When you come into places like Wendy's that have been essential, their people have been working hard. Treat them with kindness. Be nice to them. These people have been working hard and they've been serving us. And so this is a topic I've sort of been talking about on the air recently. Kill people with kindness. That's really important. These folks at Wendy's have killed us with kindness. We need to make sure we return the favor. Andy, thanks for being with us. We wish you guys all the best moving forward. Thank you for your partnership with WNZR.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Joe Curran and Andy Curran from Wendy's in Mount Vernon. Stay safe with Big Blue. Thanks for watching on WNZR.